Many seniors believe that taking daily vitamins is a simple, harmless way to support aging joints and overall health. And in many cases, that's true. Vitamins like D, C, magnesium, and omega-3s can play an essential role in reducing inflammation, supporting bone strength, and keeping mobility intact. But here's the twist. Some of the most commonly taken supplements, yes, even the ones marketed as bone support or immune boosters, can actually do more harm than good when it comes to your joints, especially if taken in the wrong form, wrong dosage, or without the right cofactors. One surprising culprit? High-dose vitamin A. Found in many multivitamins or standalone supplements labeled as immune support. Excess vitamin A, especially in the form of retinol palmitate or acetate, has been linked to increased joint stiffness, reduced bone mineral density, and a greater risk of osteoarthritis in older adults. Your body stores fat-soluble vitamins like A, and unlike water-soluble ones, they don't flush out easily. Over time, this buildup can make cartilage more brittle and contribute to joint pain. Ironically, what many seniors assume is age-related joint discomfort could actually be made worse by a well-intentioned pill. Even more concerning is how these interactions work beneath the surface. Too much vitamin A can interfere with vitamin D's ability to support calcium absorption. That matters because vitamin D and calcium work hand in hand to build and maintain strong bones. If vitamin A crowds out that process, the result is a slow erosion of bone density, even as you think you're doing everything right. For those already taking medications for osteoporosis or arthritis, this creates a dangerous blind spot. You may believe you're reinforcing your joints, when in reality, you're quietly setting them up for failure. Unfortunately, most multivitamins don't warn you about this risk, and many contain doses that, while technically within the recommended daily allowance, still exceed what a slower aging metabolism can comfortably handle. Another vitamin with unexpected downsides is vitamin E, especially when taken in synthetic form or in mega doses above 400 IU. While vitamin E is known for its antioxidant properties, high doses can have a blood-thinning effect and may promote inflammation in certain joint tissues. This is particularly troubling for seniors with arthritis or compromised joint integrity. Instead of soothing inflammation, too much synthetic vitamin E may contribute to swelling, stiffness, and discomfort, especially when combined with other medications. Studies have shown that older adults who took large doses of vitamin E long-term had higher rates of joint degeneration than those who relied on diet-based sources like nuts and seeds. The key issue? Isolated supplementation often ignores how nutrients work together. Without balancing vitamin E with adequate levels of vitamin K2, you risk disrupting calcium transport, which can lead to arterial calcification and joint stiffness. Again, exactly the opposite of what you're aiming for. So, if you've been popping a senior multivitamin every morning, thinking it's helping your joints, it might be time to flip that bottle around and take a closer look. Look for signs like retinol forms of vitamin A or synthetic tocopherol forms of vitamin E. And ask yourself, am I taking this because I need it or because I've been told I should? In the next section, we'll break down what a joint-friendly supplement routine actually looks like, and which vitamins you might want to cut out, or at least cut back, before they quietly undermine your mobility. Let's take a closer look at how these hidden risks play out in real life. Imagine someone over 60 who's doing everything right. Staying active, eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, and taking a multivitamin every day. But they also notice something odd. Their knees feel stiffer in the morning. Their shoulders ache after gardening. Their hands feel a little more swollen than usual. Most people chalk this up to just getting older. But what if it isn't? What if the problem isn't in what they're missing, but in what they're taking too much of? And this is where the conversation around fat-soluble vitamins gets especially important. Unlike vitamin C or B-complex vitamins, which flush out through urine if consumed in excess, vitamins like A, D, E, and K get stored in your body fat and liver. That means they can accumulate silently over time, creating imbalances that affect joints, cartilage, and bone turnover, especially if you're also taking medications that affect how your liver processes nutrients. Vitamin A, for example, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce bone formation and increase bone resorption, the process by which bone is broken down. That spells trouble for seniors who are already at risk for osteoporosis or degenerative joint diseases. In fact, older women with the highest blood levels of vitamin A were found to have nearly double the risk of hip fractures, even when calcium and vitamin D intake were adequate. The reason? Excess vitamin A seems to interfere with osteoblast activity, the very cells responsible for building bone. And that's not just about fractures. When your bones become weaker, the cartilage that sits atop them becomes more stressed. Over time, this leads to joint discomfort, inflammation, and reduced mobility. But what about vitamin E? Isn't that the one that helps with inflammation and heart health? Yes, but only in the right forms and doses. Natural vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol, found in foods like almonds, spinach, and sunflower seeds can help reduce oxidative stress, which supports joint health. But the synthetic version, dull alpha tocopherol, often found in cheaper supplements, doesn't behave the same way in the body. It can act as a pro-oxidant under certain conditions, especially when taken in high amounts without the natural balance of other tocopherols and tocotrienols. This imbalance has been associated with increased joint swelling in animal studies, and in humans, it's been linked to reduced vitamin K activity, another nutrient critical for moving calcium into bones and away from joints and arteries. This interplay between vitamins is where many supplements fall short. They operate in isolation, without respect for how nutrients function synergistically in the body. Seniors in particular need this balance more than anyone. With age, digestive absorption slows down. The liver becomes less efficient at detoxifying excess nutrients, and the kidneys become more sensitive to imbalances. So while a 25-year-old might tolerate a mega dose of vitamin E without issue, a 70-year-old may feel it in their knees, their stiffness, and their fatigue after a short walk. The cumulative effect of years of well-meaning supplementation, especially from multivitamins that don't account for age-related metabolic changes, can show up as aching joints and declining flexibility. In the next part, we'll look at how to adjust your vitamin intake safely, what labels to avoid, and why certain senior-specific multivitamins may be designed more for marketing than for actual joint protection. If you've been feeling more stiff, sore, or less mobile despite taking your vitamins, you're not alone, and the solution may be simpler than you think. It's time to talk about the fine print, literally. Those tiny words on the back of your supplement bottle may hold the key to why your joints haven't been feeling quite right lately. One of the most common red flags? When a multivitamin includes retinyl palmitate or retinyl acetate as the vitamin A source. These are preformed versions of vitamin A, more potent than the beta-carotene you get from carrots or sweet potatoes, and while they're absorbed efficiently, they also store more aggressively in the liver. For seniors, especially those with slower metabolism or existing liver strain from medications, this can quietly lead to toxicity. And unlike a stomach upset or rash, vitamin A toxicity tends to show up subtly, through brittle bones, joint aches, and muscle weakness that you might mistakenly blame on age. If your multivitamin gives you 100% or more of your daily vitamin A in this form, that's worth reconsidering. You should also keep an eye out for large doses of vitamin E, anything above 200 IU, especially in the synthetic form DL-alpha tocopherol. This version is often included in supplements because it's cheaper to manufacture, but it doesn't provide the full spectrum of vitamin E compounds your body needs. Worse, it can interfere with the function of vitamin K2, which is vital for directing calcium into your bones and away from soft tissues like your arteries and, yes, even your joints. Without adequate K2, calcium might start depositing in the wrong places. That can mean stiffer joints, reduced range of motion, and a feeling of tightness in your knees or hips that no amount of stretching seems to fix. It's not that your joints are aging too fast. It's that your supplements are quietly misdirecting the nutrients they're supposed to support. And don't overlook the role of absorption. As we get older, stomach acid tends to decline, which affects how we digest and utilize nutrients. Fat-soluble vitamins like A and E need bile and dietary fat to be properly absorbed. If you're taking these vitamins on an empty stomach or without a healthy fat source, like avocado, olive oil, or nuts, they may either pass through unused or, worse, get stored in your body in imbalanced ways. And if your gut health is compromised, as it often is in older adults with chronic medication use or low-fiber diets, the problem multiplies. Nutrient absorption becomes patchy, which means the same dosage could be harmless for one person and harmful for another, depending on how their body handles it. So if you've been feeling like your supplements aren't delivering the benefits they once did, or worse, if you feel more stiff, sore, or bloated since starting them, this might not be your imagination. It might be a signal that your joints are asking for a new approach. In the next part, we'll cover what that approach looks like, from safer supplement routines to specific nutrients that actually support aging joints without causing harm. So what should seniors actually do when it comes to supplements and joint health? The answer isn't to swear off vitamins entirely, but to get smarter about what you're taking, why you're taking it, and how it interacts with the rest of your body. The best place to start? Shift from a checklist approach to a function approach. Instead of thinking, I need to take A, B, C, D, and E because that's what healthy people do, ask instead, what specific support do my joints need, and which nutrients actually help fulfill that need without creating imbalance? Let's take vitamin K2, for instance. It's rarely found in standard multivitamins, yet it plays an essential role in joint health. K2 works by activating proteins that direct calcium to your bones and away from your joints and arteries. Without enough of it, calcium can build up in soft tissues, contributing to stiffness and reduced mobility. That's why adding K2, especially in the MK7 form, is now seen by many experts as essential when taking vitamin D or calcium. In fact, taking vitamin D without K2 has been associated with greater risk of joint calcification and pain. Similarly, magnesium often goes underappreciated. It helps regulate inflammation, supports cartilage integrity, and works alongside vitamin D to maintain bone strength. Yet many seniors are deficient, either because of medication interactions or low dietary intake, and the result can be aching joints and unexplained stiffness. And speaking of calcium, more isn't always better. Too much calcium from supplements, especially in the absence of vitamin K2 and magnesium, can contribute to vascular and joint calcification. Many seniors already get enough calcium from their diet, through dairy, leafy greens, or fortified foods, and piling on more through pills can lead to the very thing you're trying to prevent: rigid, painful joints that resist movement. That's why targeted supplementation, using only the nutrients you need in the right balance, is safer and more effective than megadosing from a multivitamin shotgun approach. So how do you move forward? First, review your current supplement labels. Look for high doses of preformed vitamin A, retinol palmitate acetate, synthetic vitamin E, DL, alpha-tocopherol, and calcium levels above 500 milliliters per dose without accompanying magnesium or K2. If you find these, bring them to your doctor or pharmacist and ask, do I actually need this? Second, consider replacing your multivitamin with a more tailored stack. For joint health in seniors, the most research-backed supplements include vitamin D3 at appropriate doses, magnesium glycinate or citrate, vitamin K2, MK7, omega-3 fatty acids, and collagen peptides. These support inflammation reduction, tissue repair, and mobility, without the risk of overdosing fat-soluble vitamins that get stuck in your system. Finally, remember that supplements are just one piece of the puzzle. No vitamin can replace movement, hydration, quality sleep, and an anti-inflammatory diet rich in colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins. And when those foundations are strong, even minimal supplementation can go a long way. In the final part, we'll summarize the key steps you can take today to protect your joints without falling into the vitamin trap that too many seniors unknowingly stumble into. Let's bring it all together. Because when it comes to protecting your joints as you age, clarity is everything. The truth is, most seniors aren't making bad choices. They're making uninformed ones based on marketing messages, outdated nutrition advice, or one-size-fits-all supplement regimens that were never designed with aging bodies in mind. If you've been taking a multivitamin for years, assuming it's helping, but still waking up stiff, still feeling soreness in your knees after a short walk, or still wondering why your flexibility seems to vanish with every passing month, this is your wake-up call. You are not broken. You are not simply getting older. Your body may just be reacting to years of nutrient overloads and imbalances you were never told about. The first step toward better joint health is awareness. Recognize that some fat-soluble vitamins, like A and E, can build up over time, especially when taken in synthetic or isolated forms. They may interfere with other critical nutrients like D and K2, or even work against your medications without you knowing. And while they may have once been promoted as antioxidants or bone builders, research has caught up, and the reality is far more nuanced. A vitamin that supports one system can harm another if taken in excess or in isolation. For seniors whose systems are more sensitive and slower to recover, that's a risk you can't afford to ignore. The second step is simplification. You don't need to take everything. In fact, targeted supplementation is usually more effective and much safer. Focus on nutrients with strong, consistent evidence for supporting joint and bone health in aging adults. Vitamin D3, preferably tested and dosed to your individual needs. Magnesium, well-absorbed forms like glycinate or citrate. Vitamin K2, MK7, to guide calcium into the right places. Collagen peptides with or without vitamin C for cartilage support. Omega-3 fatty acids to reduce inflammation and ease joint discomfort. And don't forget, the most powerful anti-inflammatory force in your life is still your diet. No pill can undo the damage of processed food, sugar spikes, and chronic inactivity. Third, trust how your body feels. Supplements shouldn't make you feel worse. If you've added something to your routine and started noticing joint pain, swelling, digestive discomfort, or fatigue, listen to that signal. Your body is talking to you. The goal isn't to take more, it's to take smarter. Be skeptical of flashy labels like joint health or senior formula unless they're backed by real human-based science, not just marketing language. Ask questions, adjust over time, and get professional guidance if you're not sure how to proceed. Many pharmacists and functional medicine practitioners now offer nutrient panels and personalized supplement plans because guessing should never be the standard for your health. In the end, the path to better joints doesn't start in a bottle. It starts with knowledge. With choosing foods and supplements that work in harmony with your body, not against it. And with the courage to question what you've always assumed was helping. Because sometimes, doing less is the smartest move of all. You deserve to move freely, to stand tall, and to feel strong. Not just despite your age, but because you're finally giving your body exactly what it needs and nothing it doesn't. Now that's healthy aging.